everyone. Welcome to my first ever live stream. I'm so excited to be hosting sprints tonight. I have some very lovely co-hosts that will be joining me here in a moment. Unfortunately, some people are no longer able to attend. Camila, Carolyn, and Joanna might not be able to, but we're still gonna have a fun time. Oh, and it looks like they're here. Let's add them in. Hello, everyone.
Hello. Don't mind me if I pop in and out as it gets busy in here.
No worries at all. I'm glad you're able to join even for a little bit. I guess we'll just wait for the others to join us. I'm sipping on some tea in this little teacup, like a heart, our romance vibe tonight.
That looks so good. I love a good tea, but the cup looks really good. I think it just makes the drink even better.
Right? I struggle with that too. That's why I always rationalize buying cute mugs. Yeah. How are you guys doing tonight? Or I guess today. It's 4 p.m. for you, right, Joanna?
Me, yeah, it's 4 o'clock right now. Sorry, someone's watching a movie too. Yeah, thank you. It's John Wick in the background during our Galentine's live. But yeah, it's not that bad.
Hey, man. What time is it for you, Laura?
For me, it's 9 p.m. I'm in a public place, so don't mind the noise. If it's too much, you guys can just tell me.
No worries.
Hi, ladies.
Hello.
So nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, so nice to officially chat with you, Livy.
I know. I feel like we've just been, on the Instagram and YouTube comments for so long. Are you in Canada?
No, I'm in Ohio.
Okay.
Yep, God's country.
Matter of fact, where's everybody from?
I'm in Arizona.
Oh, cool. So nice.
Yeah, I'm in California right now, so.
And I'm in Brazil.
Oh my God, so cool.
Yeah.
I'm in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada right now. But I am from Toronto, which is probably a little more well-known.
And you're moving to London, right?
I am indeed moving to London in, I think, 19 days now.
It's so crazy.
So soon. So it's very, very exciting.
Well, if everyone wants to give a more formal introduction about yourself and your channel, and my question for you is, are you a romance reader? And if so, what is your favorite romance book, or at least a favorite you've read recently? I'll start by, hi, Marissa. If you're watching, then you are on my channel. Welcome. I'm so glad you're joining us here tonight. And I'm actually not a romance reader, so a little bit ironic that I am hosting this, but I do love galentines. I love pink and hearts and all that. And I'm looking to get more into romance. I've read quite a few recently, and I'm really interested to hear from you all and what you all enjoy. Maybe Laura, do you want to share next?
Okay, I'm Laura. I'm not on YouTube. I am on Instagram. I am a romance reader. I've been a romance reader since I was a child. It was one of the first things that I read. By a child, I mean around 11, 12 years old. And yeah, it's one of my favorite genres. It's something that I look for in every book, in fantasy, in everything. It's something that gives me hope. It makes me happy. It brings me joy. Yeah.
Awesome. Joanna, do you want to share?
Yeah, that's so funny because I'm not like a big romance reader either. But on my channel, I love to try different genres and do like different challenges on there. So I've been challenged to read a lot of different romance. Like I still have not touched like monster romance yet or anything like that. I don't think I'm ready because regular smutty romance like makes me turn red and like hide. But I love romantasy, like romance and fantasy. I don't have to have romance in my books, but when it's there, I do gush over it so much. And like I love shipping and everything, but I definitely love like a good plot around something, not just the romance itself. So we'll see what else I find this year.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I love like romance sprinkled in, but I usually need some other stuff going on. Livy, do you want to share?
Yeah, so I am Livy. I realized that I didn't put my like handles underneath my name. That's fine. It's Livy's Lib literally everywhere. But I'm not a huge contemporary romance reader. Like I'm a very big fantasy romantasy. I recently got into dark romance. It was like I did enjoy it. Some more than others. There definitely is some aspects of dark romance that took me by surprise and was a little was a little bit crazy for me, but yeah, I would say definitely romantasy is my number one. But I'm the same where I love a plot. Like the Throne of Glass series, there's like barely any smut in that, but I didn't care. I was like, oh my god, one of the best, one of the best. And I
So
don't think I've ever loved a man as much as I've loved Rowan Whitethorn in my life.
like,
So
don't tell me. And I'm currently on that. I'm currently on. No, it's okay. It's okay. But I'm just like, I feel you. I just had to
yeah.
interrupt because I know Throne of Glass is out already, but it's so
Oh yeah.
good. It is
Oh
so
my god.
good.
And it's so I loved how in the way of writing, you can really tell when Sarah J. Maas kind of finds her style and her voice, and by the end, you're just like, oh my god, yeah. Throne of Glass is also my Roman Empire. Yeah.
Amazing. And what about you, Hannah?
I feel like me and Laura are gonna like hold it down here as the true romance readers of this group, but I read primarily romance. I'm the paperback bruncher here on TikTok. TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. I'm newest to YouTube, so this is me trying Taylor Swift lyric already. 30 seconds in, classic me. But I do get I don't know, like 90% romance these days. I try to switch it up because I feel like if I read too many in a row, they don't hit as hard anymore. Like, I don't know, I'm just like, someone needs to get murdered or something needs to happen crazy so that I go for fantasy. But I'm primarily a romance reader for sure. And I read all types of romance. I just actually went to a romance book festival like 2 weeks ago. So I'm like in.
Oh my gosh. Do you have like a favorite or at least like a top 3 at the moment you could recommend us?
I haven't read her most recent book because it's not out yet, so I can't recommend that one. But in general, the author Maisie Eddings is one of my favorites. She is a neurodiverse author, and she writes all neurodiverse characters. So there's like characters that are autistic or ADHD or just like various identities on the spectrum, and they're the best romance that I've read in a very, very long time. Her characters every single time just like have me giggling. They remind me of like me and my friends. Like they're all just such real people, but the romance itself is also realistic. Like, I don't know, she doesn't go too far-fetched with it. And I don't even like to tell people like the tropes in her books because I usually hate the tropes that she's writing and she makes them good. So I feel like she's just like, I don't know, she's my holy grail right now and I'm obsessed with her.
Okay, good to know. I haven't heard of her, so I will definitely look up some of her books after. Cool, cool. Reading some of the comments now. I see that Jaleesa's here. Hi, Jalisa. Thanks for joining. That's so funny that you thought I was from California. I don't know What About Me gives California, but I'll take it. Take it over Ohio. And then we have Carolyn in the comments who wasn't able to join because unfortunately she has the flu, but we're so glad that she's getting cozy with her tea and she's still here with us. Yay. Okay, so I want input from you all here about how long you were thinking about sprinting. My thought was just like, let's do it for 30 minutes because I have a little game for us and a little kind of discussion. So 30 minutes felt good to me, but let me know what you think.
I think that's good if we have like.
Yeah, I think 30 is good.
Wait. Oh, before we get started though, if you want to share what you're reading, I would love to know. I like in one of my posts, I said like, read romance, but you don't have to. And I'm not even reading romance. So I'm kind of flopping as my romance host right now, but I'm reading The Midnight Library, which as I'm pretty sure it's not romance. It's like literary fiction.
It's like depression. But yes.
It's pain. It's pain and suffering.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's good for me. I'm
One of
like
my
20
all-time
pages.
favorite.
Yay.
So good.
And Erin said that one's on her TBR. So okay, that's good.
Literally changed my life. Changed my life.
I think I need that right now. I think I need something that's just gonna like touch and
It's one of those ones where it makes you like see everything in such a different way. It's like everything that you thought was mundane seems so much more important. Like it's just, I could talk about it forever. It's so good.
Oh my gosh. I should really get my tissues out then, it sounds like. Cool. Well, you can share in whatever order, same order.
Know which one of us is showing up next.
You can go for it, Laura.
Okay, I'm doing a reread of Shadow and Bone. I was reading some other book. I don't remember which one, but I haven't read a physical book in such a long time, and it was sitting on my shelf. And I had started reading it a while ago, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna start annotating it, which was something that I really wanted to do. And Joanna knows this because she was the one who recommended me Shadow and Bone. So there's some characters in there that we love that we're not supposed to love, but we love them anyway. And that's just one of the things that I love about it.
I feel like it's also considered romance because you have a lot going on in there. It's like romanticy for sure.
Yeah.
But I love it. So I love that. Well, I love Six of Crows. You know that. We're always talking about that series.
Yeah.
Love it. I'm reading kind of trash right now. It's so bad. I feel so bad because I bet some people like this. And I think this is actual romance because it's a Rilo fan fiction. And it's the Hurricane Wars. I'm reading the Hurricane Wars right now. And I thought I would like it way more than I am actually. And I don't mind, like, I like fan fictions, but that doesn't mean it has to be like poorly written, or readapted. So I heard the fan fiction was like really good. And I heard some of the people that read the fanfic are really disappointed with the book. So I'm glad I'm not, being like biased, like bad, when thinking about this. But I'm like 60% through and the romance is finally making sense. And I don't know, I put up a poll, like, is 60% too long to get into a book, when you're like rating books? So it was really, really bad. Like the first half was really, really bad. But now I'm kind of into their romance. But what does that say for my rating? It basically says I can't DNF a book, and I should. I should DNF a lot more, but we'll see. We'll see how it ends. Then we'll see.
That is so funny. I can't wait to see what you rate it. I'll be looking on Goodreads.
I feel so bad. I feel like I'm bullying this book because on Goodreads I'm just updating like, okay, this part is good, and then 2 pages later I'm like, this is trash again. Like, what's happening?
Man, what are you reading, Livy?
Right now, you guys, it's gonna have to be Bride by Allie Hazelwood. This is my first Allie Hazelwood book. Never read an Allie Hazelwood book before. Because I've been wanting to get into romance. I mean, and this was a nice even ground because it's Allie Hazelwood, who is a contemporary romance author, but it is, you know, a little bit fantastical, and I love a fantastical man. That's one thing about me. So, it's really good so far. I think I have like 100 pages left. So I could possibly finish it right here, right now. But
Wow.
I like it a lot. Lo is really. Is it Lau? Lo? I don't know how to pronounce his name. And her name's Misery. So that's
I can't wait to read that one. It'll be my first Allie too, but I'm like, I miss a good like para romance. You know, I'm really excited.
It's very Romeo and Juliet. Like they come from two different worlds, species, which I just actually, right before I hopped on the call, I read this one scene where it's just, no, I'm obviously no spoilers, but I was just like, the different species thing really came into play. It was like, okay, like it's different, but it's interesting. I like it. And I tried, what's everyone's thoughts on Emily Henry?
Every single one I've read, I think I've read the two popular ones. Give it 3 stars. It's like I thoroughly enjoy it, but it doesn't really stick with me that long. But I'm not a hater either.
Yeah, because I started reading Happy Place, and I like stopped maybe like 20% in, and I just haven't picked it back up. Like I didn't like actively dislike it, but I think it was also one of those things where everyone was like, "Oh my god, Happy Place was so good," and like it was amazing, and then I was just kind of like,
it's so funny, Livy, because I think it has mixed reviews. Like for me, I actually DNF'd Book Lovers. I could not. And I heard it gets better, but I just could not with the MC.
Yeah.
And then I read Happy Place and I loved the friendships. So talk about galentines, right? We're on a galentines live stream. That book has like such sweet friendships, and that's what stole my heart. And I actually did like the different timelines, but some people were just like, I could not get into it.
Yeah.
So Emily Henry's like such a hit or miss per book.
100%. Yeah. Because it's like, it feels like with her, either they're obsessed or it's like, I really don't like her and I just don't read her books.
I had a very similar experience to Joanna. I read Book Lovers and I didn't like it. I read Beach Read and I liked it. But with Happy Place, I loved it. It was the friendships, it was the subjects that it touched on that I thought were really special. And I know a lot of people say they don't like it. And it's like you guys said, it's either people love it or people hate it with Happy Place. So with me, I'm like on the fence with Emily Henry, but I really loved Happy Place.
Yeah, I haven't read Happy Place, but I'm now more interested in considering it because I think I felt similarly about Book Lovers and Beach Read. But I haven't read Bride yet, but that one is high on my TBR. I read The Love Hypothesis a while ago, and as someone who doesn't really read that much romance, that is one that I really did enjoy because it had me blooding and kicking my feet. So that's like pretty much the ultimate, like, if I'm doing that pretty consistently throughout a romance book, then I'm like, okay, I liked it. And that one that really did it for me. So I think Bride with the like supernatural elements, it's going to be like peak for me.
I think too, like, I don't remember which author said this recently. It's probably Emily Henry since we're talking about her. But there's this quote where some romance author recently said that, of course, like our books are predictable. Like you go to Starbucks and you order the same drink every time or wherever coffee shop because you know what you like and that's what you want and it's comforting. And I feel like that's mostly me as a romance reader. Like every once in a while I'll read like something totally off the rails. But for like my average like romance book that I read, I'm not looking for it to change my life. Like it's not going to change my perspective. And because I read so many, I probably am going to get them confused or like, I don't know, forget them a little bit, but that doesn't mean like it wasn't good when I read it. But I've only read one Emily Henry. I read Beach Read, and I'm very like situational with what I read. So I saved it for like being on a beach because I just like had to. So it hit very hard and I loved it and it was really fun. I can't like weigh in more about the rest of her books. I have them all, of course, but I have not touched them yet. But I'll probably like them. I'm not a harsh grader. I just think that like, I don't know, it's like a comfort TV show for me, like reading romance books. But I read a bunch of Allie. I loved the Love Hypothesis. I thought it was super fun. But I really liked her new YA Check and Mate, the chess one. It's so cute. And I just thought it was done really well. I love like a rivals to lovers vibe. So I thought that one was done really well. Plus, I don't know, you don't need to know anything about chess or care about chess, and it's still good. So that was cool. I think, I know, I'm like failing. I'm like, I am the romance girl, and I'm probably not going to read romance right now, but that's because I'm preparing for like my local book festival right now. So I have like a little book cart over here of like all the books that I'm bringing. And I'm thinking that I'm going to go for whatever is available on audio from my library from the cart, because I'm making friendship bracelets. So that's what's happening over here.
So cute.
Oh my
Love
gosh,
that.
Hannah, sorry, I forgot. Like you, I think when we were in your Net Galley Spring, you said you like list, right? Like you like making lists.
Oh yeah, any sort of organization, color coding. Like my section behind me right now has these little label dividers that are supposed to be for vinyls, and it has like the letters so that I can like organize my books. Like anything in this realm, I'm obsessed.
Okay. That's why I was asking, because I'm like, man, she's so organized. Like, I'm so excited for the Tucson Festival book stuff for you. Like, even if I don't get to go or whatever, but I'm just like, man, she's so organized that she's like, okay, I'm reading all the festival books for this one, all the ones for like the Love Festival. And then I remembered, okay, she makes lists. That makes so much sense. As a mood reader, I'm like, I'm so bad at that.
I mean, there's like, yeah, there's like the angel devil on my shoulder moments because I am a mood reader. So like it doesn't go smoothly. I'm not going to finish everything on there. Like I've been listening to other books. So like I wouldn't say like I'm super disciplined with it, but at least if I have a plan, I feel okay like going away from the plan. But there needs to be a plan for sure.
In the comments, Bookphoria is asking for suggestions on what she should read during our sprints tonight. So I thought we could help her out, which I know what a chunk of us might say because my input, Catching Fire immediately. But what do you guys think?
Catching Fire immediately.
Catching Fire.
Arguably the best book in that series.
Right.
That's so funny. I was like, what's Catching Fire? And then I remember no, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Liz. It's okay. We can still be friends. Okay. Trust me, we should be friends. We love so many similar books. But it's because we were all in our Hunger Games live that I made. And I'm like, I totally forgot. Like, my brain is not functioning today. This book is so bad. It's just draining my brain cells.
That happens. That happens for sure. I would definitely say Catching Fire, though. I actually, in like my most recent YouTube video, I talk about the Hunger Games series in depth. And I just like, that's a series that I think made me who I was. Like, genuinely, that series changed everything. And just the way Suzanne Collins has the ability to like relate makes such insane parallels between the real world politically and like socioeconomically, as well as, and make it into this like incredible immersive YA like world. And my little 13-year-old brain reading it, I was like, oh my God, this is so cool.
Yeah. So I think we said that in our live, right? We said that like, we can't believe this is YA. Like when you really look at it, it's so, I mean, people always think like YA is just easy. It's not. It's really complex. The Hunger Games is a great example of that. But then when we think about the violence in there and the heavy topics, we're like, how is this YA right now?
Like, I remember being like 12 or 13 and sitting in my room and reading like the deaths of these kids in this arena. And I was like, oh my God, like, this is insane. But I mean, it kind of brought me back when A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes came out. I circled back to it and I was like, Jesus, she just never stops. Like, once again, she has created, like, that's what's happening in the world right now. Like, we're not far off from it.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. That was my brain. Sorry, go ahead.
Joanna's life, we're talking about how like when we were 13 and reading this book for the first time, we're all like, "Oh, are you Team Peter or Team Gale?" But then you grow up and you read the books again, and you're like, "Oh my God, my mind is blown," because there's so much in there that you don't catch when you're young, but then you start seeing the nuances and how it relates to real life, and it's insane. I always say the same sentence that Suzanne Collins is a genius because she manages to say truth through time and just like reach so many people, and the fact that she was a phenomenon for like 12, 13-year-old people who are like so not easy to please, right? Because usually teenagers like more silly things, I guess. I think that's a feat that she accomplished.
100%.
Yeah.
And yeah, it
Um,
definitely got me interested in politics more so.
right. I don't know this, Livy, but I only read the series for the first time. I think when I was 21 or 22, I was
Mhm.
like very late to the game. So that was like me as an adult reading it and being like,
Yeah.
but I love
Yeah.
it. And I watched your video earlier and what you said,
Thank
everyone.
you. I was literally getting emotional. I was like, one of
And
those
I was
things
right there with you.
forever.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, if we want to go ahead and get started with our sprints, I pulled up like a little timer on Google, and I'm just gonna there's like a screen share option for like Hannah. Is there a better way to do that, or is that like
That's
what
how
you
I
think?
was done it. Yeah, just screen share through StreamYard. Yeah,
Okay, let's get it then.
I'm sure if you struggle, we'll walk you through it. I mean, I've only done it like twice, but
Okay.
here we go. Nice.
Can we still see us? That is the question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'm gonna go back and mute myself. And then we can chat again and play my little game in 30 minutes. So Okay. Back for our first sprint session. How is everyone feeling? I specifically want to know if your book is getting any better, Joanna.
Thanks for asking. Actually, yeah. I get so mad because I'm like, come on, 60% through and now it's getting good. Is that, asking too much of your reader? Especially when the way they're getting together still doesn't make sense. Like that first 60% still exists. Those events, that poor world building is still there. But I'm kind of digging the romance. I'm like squealing a little bit between them and everything. So
Can't ask for much more, I guess. Yeah, I'm getting like I'm still not very far in Midnight Library, but I'm like fully in it. And I see what you all are saying about it being very sad. But so far I'm loving it. I love how like short each little like chapter section is. I feel like I'm gonna finish it in a day or two. How's everyone else doing?
My book actually just right at the end there took a very interesting turn. I don't know if you can see my face, but I feel like when I read, I can't hide my facial expressions. Like just something oh my god. I mean, I can't say it, but it was just like I'm a little bit upset. But I think it will come around. But something upset me.
I do that too. Not only like reacting with facial expressions, but whenever like a character makes a face, I have to make the face too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if people are like watching us read right now, I am like, can't help it.
I was thinking the exact same thing. I kept looking up, being like, I just want to make sure I didn't like say that line out loud. Sometimes you like read dialogue, and for me, sometimes I'll say it. I'll be like, I'll repeat what they say, like in my voice, and I'll be like, oh, I hope nobody saw that. But yeah, it's really good. It's really good. I think you all will enjoy it very much.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that one. How are the bracelets, Hannah?
I've made 2. I mostly just like got everything set up, but I did one that says TBR Crusher and then one that says Moody Reader because that's my book club. But I have my little station down here now, so everything is going good.
So cute.
I think I got like 10% through my audiobook. I had actually started this book before, and it just was like a book that wasn't, I don't know, I wasn't feeling it at the time. And I've read 3 other books by this author, so I knew it wasn't like, I don't know, him. I guess it was me this time. So I just kind of put it on pause. And I'm excited because now I'm actually really into it. Essentially, like a group of friends made a pact about how when they were in college, one of their friends had died, and they wanted to kind of make sure they always knew what each other meant to each other. So it's very sweet, where their pact is they can call it at any time that they want to have their funeral, and everyone has to get together to like celebrate that person. So like one of the people, I think they were going through like a divorce, and they were like, I want to have my funeral now and have like all my friends come celebrate me so that they could like get through with what they were going through. And so right now one of the friends has enacted his funeral, and we're kind of figuring out like what's going on with him and why he did that. But it's very sweet. It's really good so far.
That sounds good. What's the title?
It's called The Celebrants. It's by Stephen Rowley. He's the same author who wrote The Guncle, which I'm obsessed with. My book club read. It's super good. And then I've read like he also has 2 other books that are really good, but this is his most recent. Super good.
Definitely seen the cover. I didn't know what it was about, but I heard some talking about it. So
yeah, it's
sounds
really
good.
good. This is the cover for like the audiobook, the like orange one. I'm trying to
Yeah.
That's this one. It's a Read with Jenna book club pick too. So it was like all over when it came out, but it's been a minute.
Cool. What about you, Laura? How is the Shadow and Bone reread going?
It's great. I actually had to move places, so that's why I was a little bit. I was disappeared for a little bit, but it's great. I loved it the first time, and I love it the second time, and I love writing little notes like, "Oh, I love this, I love that," and I really like the main character. I know it's not for everyone, but I love her. I think she's really funny, and she says these things that I'm like, "Oh my god." Not I don't know. I really love this book. I really love the characters. I really love the plot, and just like I really love the Darkling. I know that's a wrong thing to say, but it's true. I think everybody loves a villain, and I know that he's like a villain slash villain, but it's still something that I really love about this book, and it's just really fun going back and seeing the things that you love about it. Yeah.
Have you watched the series
Yes.
Penn Barnes?
Yes, I know. I know that there's
God.
nothing that he's nothing like
Man.
the character from the book, but I don't know what the character like the book character looks like. I just know Ben Barnes.
Yeah, who is gorgeous.
That'll do it.
I've been loving
Yeah.
him since Prince Caspian.
Yeah.
Yep. I still haven't seen the show because I still haven't finished. I've read Six of Crows, but not Crooked Kingdom. I've read all of the Shadow and Bone series, but I wanted to wait till I'd read it all. And I just keep putting Crooked Kingdom off.
I haven't read Six of Crows.
I know.
I kind of left.
No, I will convert people until I'm gone from these platforms. I'm like, Marissa, get to it. Let me get to it. It is so good. Like, Has Brecker is like the one for me. And I'm not saying like even romance wise, I just love him. Like, I just love him as a character.
And I think Crooked Kingdom is even better than Six of Crows. So many things happen, and like the plot twist, you know, the plot twist. I'm not gonna say anything, but it's like so genius. I just love Crooked Kingdom.
Wow. Well, kind of on the subject of us talking about fictional men that we love, I have a little game I created where I picked out like the description of characters from their book. And I'm going to see if you all can guess what the character is before I reveal it. Except I think I did this in a really like convoluted way. I didn't make slides for the stream. I actually made them as backgrounds. So I think I'm going to have to remove you all from the screen, put up the slide, and then put you back. Bear with me.
Move us aside. I think even if you put it up, I think you can just make the pictures go to the left and it'll be fine.
Oh yeah, if you do like
Okay.
Yeah.
no idea how this works.
Okay, let's try that. Let me see if I can pull it up.
And I'm so excited.
I was thinking about a video you made where you were messaging them with me. I was taking notes. Okay.
That was so, oh my god. My digital footprint is gonna take a hit because of that video.
Now let me figure out how to move us. Yeah, I think it's not wanting to since it's like in the background, but let me just remove all of us really quick, and my next stream, I'll have it unlock. Okay. So right, but basically the first hint for our first book boyfriend is that throughout this book, he's described specifically as beautiful multiple times. And then you all like, the earlier you can get it, the better, because it does get a little bit more obvious as we go on.
Oh my god. I don't know. The only thing I think about was like, I don't know, freaking Edward Cullen or something. Where is this? Like, what genre are we in? Like, what is happening?
Yes.
Let's just say
hot, sexy, morally gray.
you all know all of these characters. Like, I'm positive.
Okay.
I'm gonna go
So-
Reese because I know in ACOTAR the first time Farah sees him, she's like, "It's the most beautiful man I've ever seen."
It's true.
What are you just thinking about him?
Anyone else have guesses now, or go on to the
Not
second
yet.
hint? I won't reveal it until end.
I love how Olivia and I are just like throwing, like screaming things. So we're like, this one. This one.
Okay. Going on to hint 2.
This is hard.
Ooh.
Yeah, I agree.
He has reddish brown hair and piercing, hate-filled eyes.
I love a man with piercing hate-filled eyes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was inspired to do this because here's a hint. All of these books have movie adaptations, so you probably have an image of this character in your mind, but it might not line up to how they're described in the book necessarily. That goes for all of them. So they're all movie adapted.
It could be Eddie Cullen. It could be Eddie, I think.
I think he does have like not. He doesn't book him doesn't look like movie him. I remember that like not matching. I don't remember what he's supposed to look like, but I remember it wasn't the same.
Yeah.
I don't even know who that is. Just like, who?
Okay. So our next hint is not a hint, but it's a quote from the book. So
Okay.
we'll get her up. Did that clear anything up?
I forfeit. I'm like, I'm not winning this round.
Yeah, I feel like a failure right now.
I want to say it's Eddie Cullen.
Yeah, I think you guys are right.
He would wear
Okay.
something like that, you know?
Sounds. I mean, it goes along with Bella's khaki outfit perfectly.
Yeah. Did you guys see that TikTok side note of that girl that's like me drawing the actual outfits that Stephanie Meyer like described Bella as wearing in the books? Have you seen that?
No, but I need to.
Oh, I heard Cohen. Edward Cohen. Not
Edward
Cohen.
Cullen.
Because I was thinking Colin too. Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so
Yeah,
because I was thinking like I thought that was like Edward because he has red copper hair
Yeah.
in the books. We were talking about this in the live. So if I got it right based off that beautiful thing, I'm officially too obsessed with Twilight.
No, never.
Okay. Also, the last hint should be pretty revealing.
It's
Okay.
a done deal. It's a done deal, ladies.
So bejeweled when he walks in the room.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's so funny too because he always wore long sleeves in the book, like specifically to hide any of their skin. And he specifically has like a whole thing with the short sleeve shirt that he wears to sparkle for her. So
Okay, I for one am a little bit shocked that Edward had red hair because I didn't read the book, I just watched the movie, so I could never have guessed that.
Okay. So here's the reveal. You did get it.
oh my. I'm officially a Twi-head, you guys. Like, officially. I know I thought they were called like Twi-hards or something, but like,
Yes, cards.
Yeah, but it's so
Twi-hards?
weird.
Yeah,
Twi-hards.
this is what it was called like back in the day when the books were coming out, like before the movies, like when we all had like Walmart T-shirts.
Yep.
Yep.
I know it's like, I can't believe it's called Twihard, but yeah, I can't believe I got it with that beautiful thing because I was just like, wow, she's like always calling him beautiful until she sees Rosalie, and then Rosalie becomes even more beautiful than Edward. Yeah.
I'm proud
Yeah.
of you, Joanna. I'm proud.
Yeah, good job, Joanna.
Great
You need,
word.
like,
Okay.
You need
I wouldn't even be
breast
embarrassed.
size.
I would want that so hard.
Okay. Well, let's move on to boyfriend number 2.
I think it's PETA.
I think
I was
it's
just
weird
about to
too.
say that. I was like, that's gonna be Peter. Thank you very much.
Yep.
We love our short king.
Yeah.
Okay.
This game is so like Shrek coded. Like the scene. Number 2, my lord.
Okay, here's number 2. Still
That's gonna
feeling
be the
confident.
hair maker.
Still Peter. Still Peter.
I'm still dying over Hannah.
We all know he can throw a sack of flour.
And he ever.
Yeah.
My like palms are sweating. This is
Thinking about Peter.
Okay, I lost my like third fact, but I still have a quote, so we'll go ahead and look at the quote.
Okay. Let's just cry on your
Yeah.
lap, Marissa.
That would be the love of my life, Peter Millark. I literally have this quote in one of my favorite quotes post because it's just I saw this quote in a post many years ago and I was like, oh my god, this is from the Hunger Games because I forgot, and then it's just like stuck in my head and I love it.
It's just so cute.
Yep.
Just,
I
it just
knew
captures
you were gonna get that, Laura.
He's such
Yeah.
a gentle king.
Yeah.
I know, I had to include him. Couldn't forget him. Okay, and then we have one final book boyfriend team. I'm sorry, let me reveal him. I'm so goofy for doing it like this.
That's a
But
good photo.
It's okay.
We had to see him. We had to see our short king.
yep, so that's our short king. That's
Yeah.
book boyfriend. He's in my top 3.
Meme that's like, can you blow my whistle, baby?
That's the photo I should have used.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, now on to our third and final boyfriend.
We're doing great.
This could be so many.
Okay, we're thinking like adaptations though.
Yeah, I was trying to narrow it down.
For a second, I was like, I hope this isn't like Kaz, is it? Because the book also talks about how he has like sharp pointed
Yeah.
fingers.
That'd be a good one.
Any other
So
guesses?
move on to hint 2.
No.
I'll pull up hint 2.
I think I know.
Who?
This sounds like the description of the Darkling a little bit. I feel like
Do you have gray eyes?
the gray eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, he did have gray
He has
eyes.
gray eyes.
Ew, he was slender and pale. Like,
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm a little bit ahead of myself. The gray eyes got me.
Slender. Iron deficient king.
Okay, we're gonna move. I have the third fact, and then we'll do the quote because I think the quote is pretty revealing.
Okay.
Achilles.
It's
Draco. Is it Draco?
No, yeah.
Well, let's see this quote.
Anytime I think
Feeling the
about him,
same?
it's about like Potter. Like,
I didn't know you could read.
Yep. Well, you guessed it. I specifically added him in for Camila, so I'm so sad she missed it.
no. Yeah,
Have you
because I was like,
read
not a lot of
that-
people love him until that fan fiction, and then you have like some girlies because literally Rowling was like, no, he's a bad person. Like he never really redeemed him.
Yeah, Carolyn's.
Unfortunately, I
Yeah.
love that terrible.
It's like a school picture. Like when you go back, you're like, this is me in the third grade.
Like, I haven't like seen the latter movies. I think I've only seen up to the fourth one. So I was trying so hard to make sure it was one where he was like not like 10 years old because I was like, that feels wrong. So he looked older though to me. That's why I chose that picture.
A child.
Yeah. But I also like as soon as I like searched up Draco Malfoy, almost more fan art came up of like him and Hermione than like pictures from the movies, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's become so popular for sure.
I need to get in on that. I've never read a.
Mhm.
Dramini? Is that what
Yep.
it's? Dramini fanfic. I really want to read the one. Manacled.
Manacled.
It's the proper pronunciation.
You're like
there.
monocle.
Yeah,
We're readers, not like public speakers, clearly.
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah,
I read
heard
that.
it's gonna be published.
Yeah, it is.
It's Handmaid's Tale, like in Harry Potter world, right?
Whoa.
It's a great book.
Crazy.
But it's also
I'll
like
probably-
really, really dark.
Yeah, I love dark. I've realized recently.
I'll probably read it once it gets like officially published because at the point in time where people were like printing out and like binding their own copies, I was like, that is such crazy commitment that I admire so much, but I just will not be doing it myself.
Or the one when people are printing out, I think it just got published, A Court of Mist and Fury from Reese's point of view. People have like published it now. It's like a book you can get now.
Oh, but it was a fanfic.
Yeah, I think so.
That's crazy. Ellen said Menaclad is, I hope I'm saying that right. It's on her 2024 TBR. So is Laura the only one that's read it?
I guess. Yeah, it was like I read it last year, and it became one of my. I mean, it became my favorite from last year actually. And I'm not even a Harry Potter fan. I watched Harry Potter
Wow.
after reading this because everyone was talking so highly about this fanfic, and I was like, this seems way too good for people. Like I didn't see a single bad review, and I think it has a higher rating on Goodreads than most books you see. So I was like, I need to read this thing. I was a little hesitant at first because it's fan fiction and it's Harry Potter fan fiction, and I haven't read fan fiction since I was like 14. So I was a little hesitant at first, but it's so worth it. It's so good. The author is insanely talented, and when I heard that she was going to publish a book, I was so happy because I know that it's going to reach people that wouldn't read a fan fiction because it's really really good. She's really good at writing this world and the characters and making you suffer with them. And I didn't even know the characters beforehand, so I think that's a testament to how good she is. It's insane. It's really good.
Wow, I have been convinced. I guess I'll add it to my TBR.
Same.
Carolyn said she's gonna get it on her Kindle, which is just more proof that I need to get a Kindle so that I can
Yeah,
download
that's what I did.
Yes.
soon.
There's even an audiobook on Spotify. Somebody turned into an audiobook. I don't know
Oh my
if
god, that's
it's like,
crazy.
yeah, I don't know if the author allowed it or anything like that, but it's yeah, it's there.
Honestly,
maybe
my
I'll
like
check it out.
12-year-old self reading listen, certain Harry Styles fan fiction on Wattpad. Listen, stay with me. So
Me
good.
too.
Why did I know you were gonna say Harry Styles specifically? Like that was our
Yeah.
era. It was
Not
so
the
funny though
after.
that they made after. Yeah, they made that, but I was laughing because I'm like, there's literally fanfic about you being like his girlfriend reading the fanfic within the fanfic, and then he like plays it out with you. It
Yeah,
was just like, what a time.
yeah. And like,
Dude, I was reading
did you
after it.
guys read the one called Ariel?
No, but I heard so much about that.
It's literally on Goodreads. Like, it was a masterpiece. A masterpiece. It was about like you and Harry Styles are like working at this circus and you're like aerial performers. Listen, it sounds terrible, but it is a beaut, and it's like in the 60s. Trust. You're just gonna have to trust me on this.
I'm
It
with you.
was it's
There.
I was crying, like heave crying. Like it was a beautiful story. So everyone watching, Ariel, Harry Styles fan fiction.
I'm
Fabulous.
writing it.
I don't
Yeah,
think
so
I've ever been heard someone call a book a beaut before, and now that just sold me.
Bro, I'm telling you,
funny.
it was, oh my God. I think about it literally to this day, and I read it like on my phone when I was on a family trip, I remember. And the whole trip I was
It's
literally
always on the family trip.
yeah, it is. And I was like, what are you doing on your phone? I'm just like, nothing.
Nothing, texting.
Not reading Harry Styles smut, pretending that it's me in the 60s as a circus performer. Not doing that.
Yeah, I need to tap back into that. Every once in a while I'm like, I kind of just miss reading fan fiction. And that's why sometimes I like reading books that are like, you're like, this writing isn't great, but I'm turning the pages. It like gives me the same feeling as reading a fan fiction. I'm like, yeah, I
I
need
know.
that.
I think now instead of fan fiction, I've read like web novels, because they're like indie or whatever. And it's not great. Sometimes you're like, that doesn't make sense. Like, why would that happen? But it's so entertaining. It's like, oh, it's almost like trash TV, like reality TV that you're like, I'm just watching for entertainment. Like, I'm just reading for just pure entertainment. Like,
You
what's
can't
going
look away.
on? Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mhm.
So fun. All right. Well, shall we start another 30 minutes of sprinting? Yippee. Okay. Let me share my screen again. All right. See you all in 30 minutes. Welcome back. How was that for everyone?
So intense.
It's intense. How far are you from finishing the book?
I have like this much left. And it's like, you just found out something again. I'm like, I was looking at the timer, I'm like, I need to like read faster so I can like get all the information I can. It's really intense.
Damn. You'll be reading it tonight?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I can't leave a book like this much left, you know? I have to see it through.
Up for that. Mo is in the chat. Hello, Mo. And
Mo.
she wants to know what everyone's reading. I am reading The Midnight Library. Excuse the glare. I'm kind of just into it. I think I'm like 50 pages in now, and it's already quite emotional, but I'm feeling very excited about it.
Good. I'm reading Bride, Ali Hazelwood. Her new one. Very good.
I'm listening to an audiobook, The Celebrants. Wow, the like brightness is terrible. I don't know how to do that. Like, there we go. But yeah, audiobooks and friendship bracelets. I'm 21%, so I went from 10 to 21, which is nice. When you listen at like 2x speed, you just really get through them. And it's nice to have something like this where like you're doing an activity, but like you don't have to think too hard about it. I don't know. Usually I like either just walk outside, but I feel like this is a good combo. I hadn't tested this out yet, so I'm liking it.
No, I love it. I love doing like dishes and stuff with audiobooks, like laundry. But I'm reading The Hurricane Wars. I thought it would be like a really tough read, and now it's going downhill again, and it's just so bad. I feel like I just don't know how to DNF a book, and like I don't know if I ever will, but I'm trying.
I'm so glad about that too.
Hi guys, I'm sorry. I have to be just like. I didn't want to not participate in the live, but I had to keep moving. I'm going home now, so I'm doing a reread of Shadow and Bone, and I'm listening to you guys. I just can't show up right now.
All good. Yeah, it looks like Mo is saying that she's read The Midnight Library, and I see that crying emoji, and I'm scared. And she also read Bride this past weekend. So seems like we're all reading good books, except maybe Joanna.
Joanna, what's it called?
What is it called?
Yeah.
The Hurricane Wars.
Right.
Yeah, I really thought it was a lot of people's top anticipated read. It's like romantic-y fantasy, because it's like Star Wars inspired, obviously. Joe, like, I can't. I'm always like, but what if it gets better? And I'm like 80% through the book now. I'm like, it's getting worse again. So you just never know. I don't know how you guys DNF books, if you do. But
I like never do. I actually just finished a book that I should have DNF'd. It was The Ones We're Meant to Find. Have you read that one? I think hold on, let me grab it.
Honestly, at this point, I'm kind of thinking about DNFing Happy Place because I just can't, like, I have absolutely no desire to pick it back up.
I think if you're still not into it, you won't be.
Yeah.
Just from what I've seen in that book.
Yeah.
And I really respect people who are able to DNF because I struggle with that too. And this year, I'm trying really hard to like decide when I don't want it, but when I don't like a book and to just stop it. But it's really difficult. You feel really bad about not finishing something.
Yeah. So this is what I was talking about. It has like it's the most beautiful cover ever. So I wanted to love it. It's just like it's honestly one of the most confusing books I've ever read. And that's like coming from someone who I like don't handle world building well. Like it takes a lot for my brain to process. And this was like a sci-fi book it's set like presumably in the future and like a world that's been like ravished by chain stuff like that, but the author like really struggles to like ground you in like the time period, the setting, what's going on, who's in the scene right now, where are we? And it was like making the world building so hard for me to get through. I had to like listen to the book and it at the same time, and some things just still weren't clicking. But I'm sure partially that's on me.
Sometimes you just don't vibe with the book. Like it's just,
Yeah.
you know, and that's okay. Like honestly, I think I am gonna DNF Happy Place because it's also an investment of time, you know, and it's like you want to invest your time in things that you enjoy. So if you're actively hating your life when you're reading something, Joanna, then it's like, I mean, unless it's still entertaining. But Happy Place for me, it was just kind of like I was reading it and I was like, I just don't really care enough. You know, it's like it's not that I just don't really, and the whole like exes trope, exes getting back together trope, I don't like that. I'm like, if it didn't work out the first time, then just stay broken up. In my humble opinion. But yeah, I think Happy Place might be my first DNF of the year.
Well, proud of you for following through with it if you do.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, so I don't have necessarily another game plan, but I have kind of a funny little discussion prompt, and we're once again gonna have to deal with my background situation. But we'll get through it. So here's what we got going on. So this isn't necessarily like specific to the romance genre. I just love hearing people's unhinged fan cast, and go ahead and go first because I have an insane fan cast for the ACOTAR series because
I was just gonna say, Marissa, yes, I've seen the funniest casting where like people picture.
It's crazy, and I don't know if my friend Erin's still on here, but she's the one who's kind of been convincing me to read it, and she will not let me Google anything about the character fan art or anything because she doesn't want me to spoil it. And I still haven't been spoiled for anything, but it resulted my like fan cast is so crazy. So let me go ahead and pull it up.
I love watching the TikTok fan casts that people have. Like, that was one for Crescent City, and it actually slayed. Like, every single one, I was like, yeah, like, that makes so much sense. Kim K was in there as Jessica. Honestly, I could see it.
Okay, this first image isn't mine. This is just, like, something that's from, like, a ACOTAR shitpost page, but I was laughing about this for so long.
I love it.
That one like killed me because I didn't realize it was like a joke at first because I was like, that's crazy. But honestly, mine is like not much better. So
What is it?
I have some normal ones like Cassie and I've been seeing as Jada Moa. I think is like pretty standard.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like a brunette woman vaguely, but I have 3 that are pretty rough, and I need to preface by saying that I was rewatching Supernatural while reading it, and reading about characters with wings, I was like, oh, they're angels. So a lot of my fan cast is like Supernatural, so let me pull that up. First one is Morgan. So with that one, I somehow like missed the memo. She's blonde or something, but that's one of the like demons from Supernatural, and I was like, right, okay, I see it. She's like a strong woman. That's where I
I
was
can see that.
making.
I laugh with
Um,
like Nesta so much. I just sent it in our group chat because I don't know if I can show it on here. But those made me laugh so hard, and also seeing Rhysand as Aro from Twilight.
this is crazy. This is what's
You
what I
were
was
crazy
talking
for that.
about. And then oh my God,
Oh
this-
my god.
It's so funny,
actually-
especially when they were like, "Oh yeah, the braids that she has at the top of her head, like just fits so well with that one." It just laughed so hard.
Living
Could be also
Violet
because I don't love Nesta so much. I mean, whatever, but those were so funny.
My next one is like the most unhinged one, I think, and this is my Ezreal fan cast. I like didn't get the memo that he was like, I don't know, the hottie or like the I think people have compared him to like Matthew Daddario, whatever his name is. I was getting another supernatural character. This is one of the angels.
Marissa, I am so offended. I am so offended on behalf of Azriel. Like, he is not old looking like that. Like, no offense to the actor.
Just not
but
expecting
no.
that.
I'm so mad. Don't do Azriel like that.
I don't know where I like just like completely missed his character description, but like the description of him like the shadows and stuff, I was just reminded of this guy, and he just
Marissa.
I'm an Azriel girl. Like Azriel's my man. Like when we
Me
get
too.
Azriel's book, I'm having a field day. I'm having a field day. I just need to pull up some fan art real quick for you all.
Okay,
Me
yeah.
too with Azriel, though. I love him. So this is so offensive to our culture right now.
I wish you saw my face when like everyone left. I literally looked at it. I was like,
Yeah. Okay, I have one more I'll share. And this one is like funny, but it's like honest to God, I cannot picture anything else. And that's my Reese cast.
oh god,
Oh my gosh.
I'm scared.
Weird. Yep.
I
Stop.
tried so hard to like replace
looks-
the image in my mind when I
He
read it.
looks like he belongs in like Old Spice commercial. Like this is just not
Just the huge jaw.
the job. No.
I'm like, that's literally him.
I literally have a whole
So-
folder on Pinterest of like fan art. But for me, Reese, I really struggle finding like picturing an actor to be Reese. Like no actor will do him justice for me. I just like he's just one of those ones. Azriel, ladies and gentlemen. That is Azriel.
I have that one too. I'm like, yes, we love like our little shadow emo
Mhm.
baby Lyrene.
I mean, come on.
I should clarify, I'm like not even halfway through A Court of Mist and Fury, so I guess I just like haven't really clicked yet. And I also haven't picked it back up since like December, so I need to catch up and like realign
No,
my
it's fine. It's just so funny seeing those like same posts on Facebook and stuff. It's so funny. But I really laughed so hard when someone said they pictured Aro the whole way for Rhysand from like the Volturi. And I reposted it because all I thought about was when Aro goes like, young Bella, right? And I just kept picturing Rhysand's famous line of like, Feyre, darling, there you are, Feyre. I was like, this is not that far.
Feyre.
Yeah.
Oh my
You are
God.
right. Reese is just an enigma. Reese is an enigma. He's a figment of our imaginations.
He's also
Yeah.
like SJM's like husband straight up. Like I have so much to say about the author, but if you look at her husband, it's like, yep, there's her inspiration for
Nice.
Rhysand.
I was like, okay, well, makes sense.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah,
funny.
Reese.
So do you all have any other unhinged fan cast? Doesn't have to be for ACOTAR, but just any book where you're like, it's been crazy.
I saw Kim K for Jessica Roga, if you guys have read the Crescent City series. And at first I was apprehensive, and then it all made sense. I was like, yep, that is actually, she's basically, if you haven't read it, Jessica's like this super powerful kind of like bad bitch witch who like takes care of business and like doesn't take anything like from anybody. And I was like, you know what? Kim K could eat.
I
She
bet
could eat.
that's especially true after her American Horror Story role. Yeah, because she
Exactly.
really does give cult vibes.
She
from those
does. She does. And even though I'm not
I
a
heard she was
Kardashian
doing that.
person, it makes sense to me.
I haven't read that one, but when I eventually get there, however long that may be, I'll remember that.
I don't think I have like an image, but now I'm thinking about what Hannah was saying earlier with Peter's description. Is he Shrek? Is he like described as Shrek, like short and stocky? Because Hannah, I think you're right.
I don't.
Yeah, like
I don't really remember like what his book description was besides being like broad, but I'm pretty sure he was blonde for sure. But I saw this like video the other day about, I always say video, obviously TikTok. Who am I? But they were talking about Book PETA had so much riz. And like if you actually go back and look at his dialogue, like he was so smooth. And no wonder they wrote out like half of it because they tried to make it be more of like a love triangle for the movies for like the sake of the story. But like he was so smooth. And I don't know, I kind of like see him having so much personality because maybe he's like shorter and he like kind of had to like, you know where I'm going with this.
Just to overcompensate.
Yeah,
Just to overcompensate.
he had to have a good personality because he didn't have the height.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was
That's funny.
so good.
I really want to reread the Hunger Games series soon because I honestly forget. But I just remember being like, PETA just seems so like he just seems so kind. Like Gail always gave me kind of like
The ick. I don't
sus
know.
energy, and then when he
Yeah.
makes the big oopsie there, at
I
the
think
end.
I just love like an emotional, intelligent character. Like
Yeah.
I know that's what makes Rhysand so appealing too. Of like, oh, Rhysand could never. Well, Rhysand had emotional intelligence that he had to, you know, actually learn how to handle trauma and talk to people and stuff like that. So PETA, I think, was the same. Whereas Gail was like, why couldn't I be with you?
Yeah.
You're like, we got PTSD. You don't want to be with us.
Yeah. Like he was more of like he just wanted to like possess her. Like he wanted to have her.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when PETA came in the picture and he saw that he actually was treating her nicely, he was like, he got all like pissed off, which ick. He's just an ick.
Okay.
Also, his name's Gail.
Yeah. 10 second spoiler for Hunger Games series. Come back in 10 seconds if you have not read or watched. I really like that everyone is just calling Gail Prim Reaper at this point.
Yeah.
I'm so happy I know that now.
Prim savage. That's so funny though. That's so messed up, but it's so funny.
But it's really funny.
I wish
had
it
to
was in the
know
book,
sooner.
like from
That's what I
Haymitch or
was-
something, you know?
Haymitch.
Like,
Love that name. Love Haymitch. Guys, can we quickly just talk about? I just need to bring up Tom Blythe in this conversation. I just need to bring him up. That's like
Oh my gosh.
that's like that's like a crush. I'm flustered. There's like levels of celebrity crushes, and you know it's like the ones where you're like, oh, that guy's so hot, but it's like it doesn't really hit you deep down. But it's like the only other man celebrity crush that has hit me this hard is Henry Cavill. But
Valid.
Tom Blythe, there's something about him. What is it?
I don't
Chat, is he real? Chat, is Tom Blythe real? He's
It's
so.
like,
Uh,
yeah,
yeah,
he's agreeing with you.
yeah. Tom is something else. I'm watching Billy the Kid in its entirety just to look at him more.
I feel like you
You
know
should
it's
really-
really
What?
back. You're like, what else are they in? And you watch everything. Like that's when you know the crush hit you real hard.
I agree. I don't believe he's real. No, he's not.
Yeah, you
But
should
my
have been in
TikTok,
our Hunger Games live stream. We were discussing that heavily.
just like, anyways, I don't want to sound like a creep, but I'm literally in love with him.
Your Instagram stories have been killing me.
Yeah, guys, sorry. If you follow me on Instagram, I apologize. I tend to like hyperfixate on something so hard, and I need other people to like validate me. And when everyone was like, "Yes, Queen, keep posting about how sexy Tom Blythe is," I'm like, "Okay, this is okay that I'm doing this now." My TikTok folder just called "Touch Starved." It's just Tom Blythe.
Uh-oh.
Just Tom Blythe. and Drew Starkey.
Even though one is.
There's a fan cast for you. Drew Starkey as Lau, however you pronounce his name. That's who I picture as him.
I'm pulling it up right now. Drew.
The Outer Banks guy, right? Or no?
Yeah.
I was like, am I wrong? Did I make this up? Okay.
No, yeah. I never finished Outer Banks, but that man is very cute. But with his buzz cut, he's exactly how I picture Lo and Bride.
I feel like I've seen him in something, but I can't remember what. Interesting.
Anyways,
Love
thank you guys for listening to me.
Is there any other unhinged fan casts that need to be? And does anyone need to come clean, or do we
I
get
don't know.
into
Like
I
we're
went
rehab.
through this, like panic that you guys were gonna ask me about Akatar because like I've never read any of them, and so I was like, who am I gonna like make up really quick? And the only person that like would pop into my head right now was Danny DeVito as literally everything. So I'm just
That
picturing
is-
King of Hyper, Danny DeVito.
there you go. That's mine. Any role, he can do anything.
Farrah.
Honestly, I believe that. I like just watched the entirety of season 4 of It's Always Sunny like yesterday, and I do think he could pull off any of the characters.
I've been such a fan since, you know, the days of Hercules as a child. He's the little goat, and that was like my favorite character.
Oh my god.
He's the little goat.
Sure.
I don't know. This is my favorite Disney movie. It's so good.
I'm so bad at fan casts
Same.
because I don't like to picture characters as like someone that already exists, if that makes sense. Like it's so I really try hard to make up a completely new person in my head.
Mhm.
I like have to. I'm like, I don't know. I like also love movies so much. So I'm always thinking about like movie adaptations when I'm reading. I'm like writing the script in my head. So I'm just always thinking about how I would cast. And I have a book club in real life with like my friends from home. And every single month we read a book. And at the meeting, our first thing we always do is like say what our rating was and we our fan cast. So we just read You Again, which is a romance book for the romance stream. And has anyone read that one?
No, but I've heard like good reviews about it. Did you like it?
It was fun. It was just like a little bit much. It was like the main female character is a comedian that does like stand up, and I think that is just really hard to pull off. It's like you gotta be funny if you're doing that, and the jokes just like were not landing. But it was a fun time. We all like enjoyed
a comedian to write a comedian, you know?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I feel like that would cringe me so hard.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. No.
But we had some interesting fan casts. I think that one actually was like a Kylo Ren fanfic originally, so I immediately clocked the Adam Driver of it all. But someone said Jacob Elordi. I like tried to shift my. Once I realized it was Adam Driver, I was like, okay, young Keanu Reeves, close enough. So, yeah, I love fan casting.
Honestly, it just came to my head. I feel like if Jacob Elordi had a buzz cut and like green eyes, he could also be low. You got me thinking. I'm gonna start thinking way more about fan casts now. But yeah, Jaleesa in the chat, I'm the exact same. The characters are faces in my head while I read. I don't think too much about physical descriptions. But except I do think a lot about physical descriptions, but it's like I can't stick to just one while I'm reading, if that makes sense. Like it's I don't know. It's like the essence of them in my head.
I think.
Totally. I like. Go ahead, Anna.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I don't really picture anyone, but I feel like that always pays off because then when it does get adapted, I'm not really that disappointed by them like not looking how I pictured because I don't remember how they're described. I'm never gonna remember. So like I'm usually okay with who they cast. I'm not that picky about it. I don't know. Works out.
Yeah, I totally.
But I also want her in every contemporary romance forever.
Zoe Dutch.
Yeah, I don't know how to say her last name. Dutch? Okay.
I think it's Dutch. I have a girl crush. I have a girl crush on her.
She's so funny and like I feel like she is what like most romance writers like write when they're doing like the girl next door or the relatable girly. Like she's that person every single time. And I just want her casted in literally everything forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's so good. She is so perfect in Vampire Academy. Have you all seen that one or read that one?
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't know she was in that. I actually just read the first one recently and like plan to get to it soon, but
I forgot about that.
No, I'm forgetting her name. She's not Lissa, but she's the main character.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I want unknown. The faceless. Yep, they're faceless. All in my head. Whatever eye color they're supposed to have. Yep.
Cool. I wish I could do that because you're right, Hannah. I definitely get disappointed when I see like who gets casted in things. Yeah. But I'm such a visual person. I'm just like I'm painting the picture of them in my head, and I need the reference. I can't do the faceless.
Yeah. I'm so terrified for the ACOTAR series. Like, if that's still happening, I'm so scared. I just feel like they can't possibly make it as good as the books. Like, I just don't know. I don't know.
What is your all's, I guess, sorry, Hannah hasn't read it, but your opinion on it possibly being animated?
Yeah.
Was that, like, true? Or is that just, like, something people wanted?
I don't know. I saw that there was like these really cool anime style edits of it on TikTok that were actually like really beautiful. And honestly, in a way, I feel like that would be more like I'd be able to deal with that more than if they had a live one. I don't know. Who knows? I feel like if HBO took it, they could make it really cool.
Like HBO budget to make it good. Not that I've seen it, but like I know like things, and I don't know. You need a big budget for this not to be terrible.
Exactly. Like if they Game of Thrones it could be really good. So
yeah, I would be afraid of it getting like the Netflix adaptation treatment. Like, have you all seen the new Avatar series that's just came out?
Yes. Yeah.
I never really watched the cartoon, and I haven't seen the series. I've just been seeing stuff on like TikTok, and so it's just like, where did the budget go? Where did the process? Or it's like the one I'm thinking of is one of the characters' wig. It's just bad. It's like nothing looks like real anymore. It's like that actor.
Yeah. Honestly, because I'm also an actor, and so it's interesting that you say that because I've talked about this with my friends before. Like, when I tell you, because of all these streaming services, people are trying to push out as many original movies and series for their designated streaming service as they can, that they almost don't care about like how awesome it is because they just want an original series associated with their streaming platform so that more people will subscribe to their streaming platform. Like, it's so crazy. Like, I've gotten so many auditions for like these like, oh, original whatever series, and I'm just like, and it's like the same like essentially plot for
Mhm.
every single one of them. And I'm like, this is just like, who cares? Who cares?
That's so annoying.
That's what it is. They just like need to get it out there as quickly as possible because this is like really a hot topic right now,
Yeah.
and they just don't like put as much effort into it anymore. And it's just so sad because it's like I don't want to waste my time watching it. I don't want to waste my money paying for the subscription service that it's on. It's just like it's a lose for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. And I just wish they would they would continue like how many more Star Wars things do we need?
They should stop. I'm
Like,
done.
we don't need any more Star Wars things. I love Star Wars, but I feel like they just get worse every time
Yeah.
something new comes out. I'm like, come on.
They're really ruining it. And my biggest beef right now, this is also just now we're going on tangents, but
I know.
like, every time that they do this like all female cast, then it's like you can tell it like wasn't written by a woman or directed by a woman, and they're
Yeah.
just making it girl powery to sell like tickets and to like fill this quota, because so many times this has been happening lately, and then the movie is awful and it tanks, and then everyone's like, well, see, it's because women didn't like it and they didn't go to the movies. I'm like, no, you just made a shitty movie.
Yeah.
Like, that's not the same thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like they keep doing that with like Marvel, with Star Wars. Like, they're trying, but they're not trying, you know?
Yeah. 100%. I talk about that with
Yeah.
my acting friends too. Like, it's kind of like production companies are like having a who's the wokest contest, but it's not out of the goodness of their hearts, you know? It's because they think that that's what's going to sell, which is sad, which is very sad. But it's an interesting discourse to discuss.
Right. Yeah, the one that comes to mind immediately is the Winx Club series.
Yeah.
Man, that was crazy. Like
Yeah.
that, there had to be a man responsible for that because what happened?
The one, wasn't it called like, what was it called? The show? Was it?
The Winx Club one?
It was like something, the Winx Saga or something. But
I think.
I can't remember. But it was. I watched the first few episodes because I loved the Winx Club, obviously, when I was little. The Winx Club was awesome. And then I was like, that was disappointing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad. Are any of you guys Lord of the Rings lovers?
I'm not like up here, but I'm like here, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I can't tell you names of things, but like I watch them and enjoy them, but I haven't read them yet because I'm scared.
Yeah.
I've tried a few times, but
Oh my god, I'm like a insanely massive Lord of the Rings nerd. Like, I love it so much. And when they made a show, Rings of Power.
yeah, we watched it.
Yeah. And I liked it. Like, I thought it was good. But I didn't think it was like, I don't know. I don't think it was like very like the Star Wars things, it didn't seem like it belonged in the same world. Like, we were talking about the same characters, but I'm like, the director's like doing something completely different. Like, the story doesn't make sense compared to what the book said. Anyways, I'm just being a snob at this point. But
We're all protective over our worlds or fantasy worlds.
yeah. Very
I
true.
haven't actually read Lord of the Rings. I read The Hobbit in 8th grade, and I was just like too dumb to be reading it then. So I'm a projected fan in the future because I'm like, I know I will love it. I just need to get there.
A projected fan.
Marissa and I need to go to like a world building boot camp because like we need help
Literally.
with these books. It's too hard.
I know. My like fragile and weak brain is just like not built for that. Like I read Dune and that's probably the most like
It was so hard.
it was so hard. I listened to the audiobook while reading the whole time. It was like I needed someone to sit there and hold my hand. It was really tough. And it's worth it in the end, but it's just like so tough.
Dude was really tough.
Was it worth it?
Yeah. And I remember I went to the movies like a few days ago and I saw the ad for the new Dune. And Austin Butler was like, the first movie was just like a teaser. It's the second movie and book where it actually gets real. I'm like, why would you make a book a teaser? Like, why? Why does it? Who cares? Just go straight to the second one. Like that's
also bold of him to say that because he's not in the first one. He's like, it gets
right.
good when it's
exactly.
like,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm in it with his Elvis voice.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. The graphic novel of Dune. Oh, cool.
I didn't even know it was a graphic novel, but I would have much preferred that probably.
If my library has it and it's like around, I would try again. But like I didn't really like enjoy that experience. So
I wasn't gagging for Dune.
I like fun. And I'll watch the next movie. Like I'm okay with that. But like I don't need to read it. That's okay.
I feel like it was better as a movie. Like
I felt that
because it was so just world building. And the visuals are beautiful. And like the movie is a beautiful movie to watch. So I was almost like, this feels like it should have just been like a screenplay. And then they should have just made the movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed the book. I would read the rest of the series, but it's just like one that's not at the top of my list.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I read so much romance, but like it just like I have a hard time with books that really feel like they're written by men sometimes now.
Yeah.
And like, that one just really feels like it. It's like real transparent, and I'm just like, oh, I want to go back to like my little bubble where it's like better.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so funny.
My men that are written by women, bring them back.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. Rings of Power was boring. Everybody writes to the prequel, so they could only write from footnotes. Oh, interesting.
Ooh.
That's That makes sense. That checks right out.
That's funny. So, do we think we have another 30 minutes in us, or do you want to wrap it up now? I don't have any more discussions or games planned, so how are we feeling?
I might have to go to sleep because right now it's 10:35 for me.
Right.
So I may have to hit the sheets, but
Okay, fair.
I can do whatever.
Thank you so much for joining. What about you, Laura? It's pretty late for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like 11:36 here, so it's way too.
All right. Well, we'll just call it here because we got some good reading done, and I love the discussion. So much fun. So, yeah. Thank you very much for being a part of my first ever stream. I loved it. I love discussing with you. I feel like we covered some pretty good grounds here. And the verdict is that I think we're all gonna try reading romance more and get some recommendations from Hannah and keep exploring genre.
thank you so much for this, you guys. Like, I had so much fun, and you guys are so sweet and awesome.
If you all want to, like, I guess you all have your handles in here, but Livy, if you want to share your handle in the chat so that everyone in the chat watching, definitely follow all of my lovely co-hosts. I love all of their content. I watch them, all of your stuff, and Laura's Instagram. Her beautiful pictures.
How do you add it in the chat?
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm really not tech savvy here.
You know, I'll add it for
You
you.
could join the chat.
Yeah,
There you go.
what is your handle?
Oh, thank you, Marissa. Yes, that is me. Libby's Lib everywhere.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out, guys. Hopefully, we'll do another stream soon. I feel I know what I'm doing now. So the next one will be seamless, perfect, amazing, beautiful.
Fabulous. I had so much fun. Thank you guys so much.
Yay. Okay. Good night.
Good night, guys.